Hey YouTube, it's Brittany with Tiki Exotics. A while back I got a request to show how I do some of my snake photography. Now, I'm no professional photographer, but I can do some little tricks here and there. So I'm going to show you what camera I use, the lenses I use, and then what all this is over here, because this is what I use to take photos of my snakies. Alright, so first things first, let's go over the camera that I use. So this right here is the manual flash controller, which I'll be putting on the camera in a moment. Also going to be changing out the lens. We're not going to be using macro lens for what we're doing today. I do use this macro lens for especially a lot of the tarantula photography. The actual camera itself is a Canon EOS 6D Mark II. We're going to be using this lens right here. This is a Tamron. It's kind of got a telephoto function, but that's not what we're going to be using, obviously. This is my actual telephoto lens. It's not great, but it does the trick for what I need it to do. This camera and this lens I brought out because this was actually the original ones I used. This was my first camera of this type. This is a Canon EOS Rebel SL1. It's great for what it is. It's a lot cheaper to get something like this, and if you're just starting out, definitely I'd recommend something like this because it's cheaper. This is the standard lens it comes with. It's just a 18-55mm, but it has worked great for a lot of photos I've taken. I only recently upgraded to this one. So let's go ahead and we will jump over to the actual reptile room and the setup I have in there. Okay, so first step is you'd have to, of course, build something like this. So let me take this off so you can kind of see what I'm working with here. So this is literally just a chewy box I converted. I taped it up real good. There's some white, like, I almost said particle board. It's not particle board. It's not cardboard. It's poster board. That's the word I'm looking for. And I use that to pretty much stabilize it and then keep it nice and white inside. And then this is a light diffuser or flash diffuser that I just got on Amazon. They're cheap. You don't have to get anything fancy. And this is my actual flash that is controlled with this. So this camera, actually, I'm charging the battery for it right now, so it's off at the moment, but I would turn this on, it would connect to the camera, and then when I would push it, the flash would go on. But I'll give you an example for the test mode. I'm gonna turn this all off because no need to waste battery. Also, if you need the settings, I have it at 24mm apparently, and 132. Again, I'm no photographer, I forget why I set it on those settings, or if that's even the best settings for it, but basically what we do is we would get a snake, put them in there, and then photograph them. And then I could show you in a moment how I take it over to something equivalent to Lightroom, but a cheap version of it, because I'm cheap. And then I would take that and basically pull up the whites while not changing the color of the snake. So for pies, obviously, there's a lot more I have to play around with because they themselves are white and you don't want them to look really washed out. So for the mirror effect that a lot of people are asking me about, you'll be able to see me and my weird GoPro in this probably, but this is the mirror I use. It's literally just a piece of black acrylic I got and a piece of black fabric that I got. So I'll show you how I transform this. It's nothing fancy. I don't do this very often, mainly because I am lazy as fuck, but someone asked me how I do it. It's not even my idea. My friend Mike Schultz showed me how to do this, so all the credit to him, really. And you can do some stuff like clip this. I'm just going to use this for right now because I don't have any of my other clips in here. And then we'll place the particle board inside, or particle board. I don't know why I keep calling it particle board. It's not particle board. It is acrylic. There we go. All right. And this you have to play with a little bit. Usually, gotta get it where you want it to go. And I would just get some actual clips for this normally, but that's what I have lying around, therefore I'm going to use that. So pretty much that's what I do to set that part up. And we'll put this back on top. And as you can see, it's rather dark in there, but when we put a snake in there, they will look much brighter. Let me see who I can grab that won't attempt to eat me. Let's see. These guys are just in here for a few moments because I was cleaning some cages, so this is not his normal cage, but this is Ryo. He's a super inchy, possibly vanilla, not sure. Come on, bud. There we go. So, as you can see, he kind of reflects off of that. So when you actually have the flash go down on him, the reflection's much more prominent. And with that, I would also take a camera like this and use it much closer to the ground, probably, to get more of that reflection. But that's pretty much all I do. I'll try to get a tutorial up for what I do actually like in off-brand Lightroom. Lightroom's obviously going to be the easiest thing you can use, but I'm cheap. So, hope that was helpful. If anyone has any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I can always try to make another video showing you more details.